Hey, it turns out when you make a lot of reaction videos, the cool thing is there's always more videos to do. The uncool part is that once you make a lot of videos, you think you watched something, but maybe you didn't. How are you doing out there? I'm Ellis. You are you. This is Marcin Patrzalek doing aerials from System of a Down. Let's go. Hey. Everything I see will be clear. Everything I hear will be clear. But copyright's a motherfucker, man. We have to deal with that. Dude, my mind is so silly. I've definitely not seen or heard this because I've definitely never seen the candle animation. So now we're safe. Definitely not seen it. I mean, I've heard the original by System of a Down. Oh, also on his past videos, I backed up. On his past videos, he usually has a second copy of his guitar sound, which has like a detuned version, pitch adjusted version to give the bass more oomph. Here, I don't hear that. Right now, I'm just hearing his guitar, which is awesome. I like to hear a guy who's so good just be himself with no extra stuff. I do whatever you need to do, but it's nice to just hear you be you. I'm gonna upset y'all. I can't be worried about upsetting you. Um, to me, this is actually extremely like meditative. It's like a drone. I know it's a real song, but the number of parts that are just repeating, and now he's repeating a part from earlier with percussion, which I think you repeated earlier. So it's kind of like A B C A B diagramming parts, and a lot of the repetitive nature, I think, to me feels like a meditation. You're like, what the fuck does it have to do with anything? He's playing guitar, man. I mean, I think that when you play music, something happens in your brain, and it depends on what you're playing and how you're feeling. If you play a sad song, you could feel sad, or maybe you're just playing it to make someone else feel sad or something. But like, to me, the amount of musculature at work, his fingers, and the repetitive nature of the music so far, I feel like this is like meditative. Like if you were playing this, you would be like meditating. I said I was gonna piss y'all off. You put the pieces together, man. If you don't hear it by now, I don't know if I can help you. Severe repetition. We're hearing the same couple of parts repeated a bunch of times. And those are all choices. Those are choices by him. Okay, here's my one attempt, and then maybe I'll shut the fuck up about it. If you were to go, I don't know where you're from, so sorry, I can't make this universal. But if you were going to a funeral for someone in your family, and they happen to be playing religious music at the funeral, whatever you are, you know, that's not what I'm talking about. But if you were to hear music at a funeral, and the music's gorgeous, but it's at a funeral for someone that you love, your experience would be one of sorrow and grief and that emotional thing when you're hearing that music. Someone else who's not going to the funeral, who doesn't know you or your family, can listen to the same music and go, oh, that music's beautiful. That music is atmospheric. And you're both listening to the same music and you're both appreciating the same music, but it has a different meaning given your emotional state at the time. And yes, that is what I'm trying to say about this as well. Oh, there's a little tremolo in there. He's changed up his tremolo. His tremolo is different than any other time I've heard it. I'm not sure what he's doing. This could be fives instead of fours. But his tremolo's never sounded this way. There's something really different about it. Tremolo typically, right? Thumb, ring, middle, index. You could do other things with it. Anna Vidovich does thumb, index, middle, index. But there's something here that's a little different. It's definitely different than any other tremolo he's done. Before it escapes me, it sounds like maybe he's doing thumb, ring, middle, index, middle? Because I'm hearing a note that's repeated. So some notes being hit twice. I just don't know which one's doing it. You probably don't care. I care. Absolutely, man. Oh, he's got Tab for it. You can download Tab. That's sick. That's sick. That could be worth doing, man. I've went and got Tab from some Polyphia stuff, and no, I have not learned it. It's just kind of nice. What I like a lot of times, I mean, it's different levels of stuff. A lot of times I like looking at the music to see what's going on in the mind of the performer and what they're challenging themselves to do. Sometimes it's like I want to play it, but Oh, let's say this more clearly, because I'm sure there'll be some. If you're still here, there's probably going to be some haters. Probably anything I take the time to go get music for or to buy music from the artist. Yes, in 100% of those cases, I would like to be able to play the song. However, when I'm looking at the song and I'm looking at the arrangement, it's giving me an idea of what the person's created and what they're challenging themselves to do and how their ideas are taking shape. And you can learn quite a bit just from seeing how someone approaches a musical problem and chooses to solve it. Once I've seen that aspect, you don't know. I don't know how long it would actually take to learn a specific song. And then attempting to learn it requires, if it's a super difficult song, could require many, many weeks of practice and focus on that one thing. And so something that young me would be like, I'm taking on everything. Older me now is like, do I really want to spend 14 weeks on something like that? And if you can do better than 14 weeks or 12 weeks, good for you. But I'm just like being honest with myself that a lot of really difficult things you think take. I would think, oh, this takes 3 weeks, knock it out. But sometimes they take 9 weeks or 12 weeks. Or in the case of Bach's Violin Prelude in E major, it's still a piece that I've not completely conquered to this day. And when I first played it, I thought, 3 months. And I've played it multiple times over the years. Feel free to look it up. Anyways, just for you guys that are actually players or you want an inside scope, it's not always about whether or not someone can or cannot pull something off. It's also allocation of your time and resources of, if I'm going to play, how much time am I going to spend to play a certain thing? Which is all to say how much I respect someone like him and other guitarists who do these things, that they have put the time in to not only be that good, to not only practice and nail what they're doing, but in this case, to take another piece and also arrange it. So they hear it, decide they want to arrange it in a way that's actually playable, and then challenge themselves to be able to play it very steadfastly from beginning to end. Oh, and also in his case with the video, attempting to make a version of it that looks cool. Because when you have a video on you, when someone's taking a video, you got to look cool. You don't look terrible. You don't want your tongue sticking out when you try to play stuff. So yeah, just like looking at the whole aspect of the craftsmanship, the creatorship of it all. That's me. I'll see you later, man.